Right now, as you sit here listening to these words, more stars are burning across the universe than there are grains of sand on every beach on Earth. Galaxies are spinning in silence. Suns are being born inside clouds of dust. Ancient light is traveling through darkness from places your mind will never touch. Somewhere, a star is collapsing. Somewhere else, a new world is forming. The universe is moving with a force so vast, so silent, so intelligent, that no human thought could ever contain it.
And yet, here you are, worried about tomorrow, worried about money, mistakes, time, people, failure, the future, the past, the thing you said, the thing you should have done, the thing that may never happen, carrying the weight of an entire life inside the small room of your mind, as if anxiety could hold reality together, as if overthinking could protect you from change, as if fear could somehow negotiate with existence. But look deeper. 100 years from now, almost everyone you know will be gone. The people you love, the people who hurt you, the people whose opinions feel so heavy right now, the problems that keep you awake at night, the arguments, the disappointments, the plans, the fears, the identity you are trying so desperately to defend, and all of it will dissolve back into silence. Not because life is cruel, because everything moves, empires vanish, civilizations fall, mountains erode, stars burn out, bodies return to dust. The universe does not pause for human attachment. It does not ask whether you are ready. It does not punish. It does not apologize. It simply transforms. And still, out of all this cosmic movement, out of billions of years of darkness, fire, extinction, collision, gravity, death, and rebirth, you arrived here, breathing, thinking, feeling, aware. For one brief moment, the universe opened its eyes through you. And maybe that is the miracle you keep forgetting. You are not separate from this intelligence. You are not some mistake thrown into a dead mechanical world. The same force that turns galaxies is moving through your blood. The same order that folds the spiral of a shell, opens the petals of a flower, pulls the tides, shapes the embryo, and carries planets through darkness, is also beating inside your chest. So the real question is not whether life is guiding you. The real question is why you are so afraid to trust what has already carried you this far. Right now, without a single command from your conscious mind, your body is performing miracles. Your heart beats without permission. Your lungs breathe while you sleep. Your blood carries oxygen through invisible rivers. Your cells repair themselves in silence. Your immune system scans, protects, destroys, rebuilds. Your brain fires electricity through networks more complex than any machine ever created. Your temperature is regulated. Your chemistry is balanced. Your wounds close. Your food becomes flesh. Your body remembers how to live even when your mind forgets how to rest. You do not tell your heart what rhythm to keep. You do not remind your lungs to rise. You do not instruct your cells to divide, your bones to heal, your eyes to blink, your skin to seal, your nervous system to respond. Every night when your ego disappears into sleep, life continues. Something breathes you. Something sustains you. Something knows what to do long before you interfere. Science calls this homeostasis, the body's ability to regulate, balance, correct, and maintain itself. But if you look at it deeply, it is more than biology. It is a sign. It is a message written into your flesh. If your body can manage trillions of processes without your conscious control, why do you believe your mind must control every detail of your life? This intelligence does not stop at the edge of your skin. It is everywhere. It is in the way rivers carve their path without a map. It is in the way trees know when to shed their leaves. It is in the way birds migrate across oceans without reading the sky as humans do. It is in the spiral of galaxies, the curve of shells, the branching of lightning, the veins of leaves, the formation of storms, the rhythm of breath, the structure of life itself. The same patterns repeat at every scale. The universe speaks in echoes. Ancient traditions saw this long before modern science found language for it. The sages of India spoke of Prakriti, the living intelligence of nature, the field of movement through which all forms arise, dissolve, and return. The Bhagavad Gita points toward a reality where nature is not random chaos, but an ordered unfolding under a deeper supervision. The Taoists called it the Tao, the way things move when they are not forced. Lao Tzu taught that nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Jesus told people to look at the birds, how they neither sow nor reap, and yet they are sustained. Zen masters spoke of surrendering the false self until action becomes effortless. Different languages, different symbols, different civilizations, but the same truth. Life knows how to live. A tree does not panic about becoming a tree. It does not compare itself to the forest. It does not wake in spring and ask if it is too late. It does not force its branches into the sky. It does not curse the winter. It receives light. It receives darkness. It grows when growth is given. It rests when rest is required. And slowly, without anxiety, without self-hatred, without overthinking, it becomes what it was designed to become. You were created by the same intelligence. So what are you so afraid of? The fear begins when you forget what you are. You suffer because you mistake the temporary for the permanent. You cling to things that were never meant to stay unchanged. You build your identity around forms that time will eventually take from you. Your body, your status, your relationships, your achievements, your image, your reputation, your plans, your version of how life was supposed to unfold. And when these things shift, you feel like reality itself is betraying you. But reality is not betraying you. It is revealing the nature of form. Everything that appears must change. Everything that rises must pass through transformation. Energy is never destroyed. It changes form. The body changes. The seasons change. The mind changes. People change. The world you knew as a child is gone. The person you were 5 years ago is gone. Even the pain you thought would destroy you has changed shape inside you. Nothing fixed can survive in a moving universe. And the mind hates this. The mind wants certainty. It wants guarantees. It wants to know the ending before it takes the first step. It wants to control love, success, timing, health, destiny, perception, rejection, loss, and every possible future. It rehearses conversations that may never happen. It reopens wounds that no longer exist. It builds imaginary disasters and then exhausts the body reacting to them. This is why you are tired. Not because life is always too heavy, but because resistance is heavy. You are not only living your life, you are fighting it. Fighting uncertainty, fighting change, fighting the present moment, fighting the version of reality that did not obey your expectations, fighting the silence, fighting your own feelings, fighting the natural movement of existence because some part of you believes surrender means defeat. But surrender is not defeat. Surrender is the moment the clenched hand finally opens. It is not giving up on life. It is giving up the illusion that your fear was ever in control. Most people spend their entire lives somewhere else. The body is here, but the mind is trapped in yesterday or tomorrow. Regret pulls them backward. Anxiety pulls them forward. They wake up inside their thoughts, work inside their thoughts, eat inside their thoughts, love inside their thoughts, suffer inside their thoughts, and then one day realize they were rarely present for the life they were trying so hard to protect. They worried about losing life so much that they forgot to experience it. But there is another state. A state where the mind becomes quiet, where the self stops interfering, where action happens without strain, where time softens, where the distance between you and what you are doing disappears. Modern psychology calls this flow. In flow, the musician no longer thinks about playing. The music moves through him. The athlete no longer analyzes every motion. The body becomes movement. The artist no longer forces the brush. The image emerges. The speaker no longer searches for words. The words arrive. The dancer no longer counts the steps. The dance takes over. In this state, fear fades. Self-consciousness dissolves. The mental voice that judges, doubts, compares, and monitors becomes silent. Neuroscience has described this as a temporary reduction in the brain's self-monitoring systems. The ancient Taoists described it as Wu Wei, effortless action. Zen called it no mind. The samurai knew it as the state where the sword moves before thought. The mystics knew it as union. This is not laziness. It is not passivity. It is not drifting through life without discipline. It is the opposite. It is total presence without psychological resistance. It is action without obsession. It is effort without inner violence. It is giving yourself fully to the moment while releasing your demand to control the outcome. This is one of the deepest teachings in the Bhagavad Gita. Act without attachment to the fruits of action. Do what must be done. Plant the seed. Prepare the soil. Water it, protect it. Give yourself completely. But do not place your soul in the result. Do not make your peace dependent on whether life obeys your timeline. Because the seed grows in darkness before you ever see the first sign of green. And this is where most people break. They plant something today and demand proof tomorrow. They change for 1 week in despair because the world is not transformed. They pray, work, love, heal, create, sacrifice, and then stare at the soil in panic because nothing visible has happened yet. But life has always done its deepest work beneath the surface. The womb is dark. The roots are hidden. The stars are born inside cosmic dust. Your transformation may already be unfolding in places your eyes cannot reach. But fear wants evidence. Fear wants control. Fear wants to dig up the seed every morning to check if it is growing. And in doing so, it destroys the very process it is trying to protect. Trust does not mean nothing will hurt. Trust does not mean everything will happen the way you imagined. Trust means you stop confusing your anxiety with wisdom. It means you understand that the same force that built your body, carried your ancestors, moved through every loss, every beginning, every collapse, and every rebirth, is still moving now. Even when your mind cannot see the path, even when the season looks empty, even when the old identity is dying and the new one has not yet arrived, The universe has never been still. Why do you demand that your life should be? Right now, stars are burning without effort. Oceans are moving without fear. Trees are breathing without self-doubt. Galaxies are turning in silence. Your heart is beating. Your lungs are rising. Your cells are working. Life is happening through you before you even decide what to think about it. And maybe peace begins when you stop trying to hold the universe inside your head. You were not created to control everything. You were created to participate, to listen, to act, to feel, to learn, to move when movement comes, to rest when rest is required, to release what has completed its season, to stop calling every ending a failure, to stop treating uncertainty as proof that you are lost. There is an intelligence older than your fear, older than your name, older than your plans, older than the story you keep telling yourself about who you are and what went wrong. It was there when your heart first began to beat in the womb. It was there before you understood language. It was there in every moment you survived what you thought would end you. It was there in every invisible turning point, every closed door, every delay that later became protection, every collapse that secretly cleared the ground for something deeper. You may call it God. You may call it consciousness. You may call it nature. You may call it the universe. But whatever name you give it, it is not separate from you. It is breathing you now. It is holding you now. It is guiding life now. Not as a voice shouting from the sky, but as a silent order beneath everything. In the rhythm of your pulse, in the intelligence of your cells, in the pull toward truth, in the discomfort that tells you when you are living falsely, in the quiet knowing that appears when the mind finally stops screaming. You have been trying to force life because you forgot that life is already moving. You have been trying to become worthy because you forgot that existence already chose to appear through you. You have been trying to control the future because you forgot that every future is born from the way you meet this moment. So breathe, not as a technique, as a remembrance. Let the body teach the mind. Let the heart beat without your permission. Let the lungs rise without fear. Let the universe do what it has always done. Move, transform, dissolve, create, return, begin again. You do not have to carry all of reality. You only have to stop resisting the part of it that is asking to move through you. The stars are not struggling to shine. The ocean is not afraid of the tide. The tree is not begging spring to arrive. And the same intelligence that guides them has never abandoned you. It was never outside you. It was never against you. It was never waiting for you to become perfect. It was always here. It was always moving. And beneath every fear, every ending, every loss, every silence, every breath, every birth, every death, every star, every cell, every impossible moment that somehow brought you here, it was always love. I wish you all the best, and until next time.